Shit from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I'm about to hit you with some news and rumors, and we're going to talk a lot about Derek Carr. We're going to talk a lot about this offense and a quarterback that apparently the Raiders should trade for. That's at the very, very end, so don't go anywhere. Are the Raiders contenders? Okay, that's what we're talking about. And according to ESPN here, well, I don't know. I'm going to give it two Chucky heads. People are talking, and the Raiders, to me, I could spin them as being legit AFC contenders. I really could. I could also spin it as, well, I don't know if they're 100% there yet. Now, I look at teams like the Chiefs, I get it. The Raiders just beat them. You also got a team like the Ravens there in the AFC. But the defense needs to improve. The offense is great. You're averaging 30.2 points per game. But, I mean, you're still getting outscored. I mean, the fact that you're giving up 30.4 points per game is not good. I will also say this. The Raiders have played a very tough schedule. You've played the 3-2 Panthers. You've played the 3-2 Saints, the 2-2 Patriots, the undefeated Bills, and then the Chiefs. That's a very tough start. So I understand why they're giving up some points. However, for me to sit here and say, yes, this is one of the best teams in the AFC, yes, this is a legit AFC contender, I am going to give it only two Chucky heads because until that defense steps up, it's still only two Chucky heads. So, are the Raiders contenders? I want you to type C for contenders or type P for pretenders. The Raiders Report is about interaction. So, if you watch this video on Facebook, if you come across this video on YouTube, let me know in the comment section. C for contenders or P for pretenders. If you're typing that C, well, go ahead and bet on the Raiders at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. To get the best deal on the internet, go ahead and get started here with this 125% deposit bonus. All you got to do is use code Raiders125, but you got to do it at chatsports.com/Raiders. And, you know, they're on a bye, so maybe you don't want to bet on the Raiders this week. How about this? I can hook you up with a free Raiders jersey. I took advantage of my own deal. If you want a Josh Jacobs, Henry Ruggs, Derek Carr, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com. All you got to do, support me, support the show. That's how we can keep the show for free. So if you're interested in getting a free Raiders jersey, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com. Let's talk about Mychal Kendricks. Are the Raiders interested in the free agent linebacker? Maybe the real question is he going to go to jail? This one's for Chucky heads, though. The Raiders are absolutely interested in the free agent linebacker. And if you remember, in the offseason they were interested. And now there's been reports that they are going to be bringing him in for a visit. Let's make one thing clear. The only way a team, with everything going on with COVID, brings somebody in is if they are actually interested. So yes, the Raiders want Mychal Kendricks. Now, his hearing, whether or not he's going to be in jail, keeps getting pushed back and back. Maybe the Raiders know something that I don't. But the fact is this. Nick Kwiatkoski has really been the only reliable option at linebacker. I was hoping Cory Littleton would be better. Nicholas Morrow has been a little bit of a coin flip, and Raekwon McMillan hasn't been all that great either. So right now, this is what the Raiders' PFF grades are at linebacker. Cory Littleton, you guys can imagine, getting a 32.1 on a test, not great. Also, PFF graded 74 linebackers, Littleton 69th. That's not nice. Kwiatkoski is 8th. Nicholas Morrow is 48th. If you can go out and get a player like Mychal Kendricks, who he's gotten better in coverage. I thought he was a lot better in 2019 than when he was in 2018. Still a solid run stopper. But one of the reasons why the Raiders went out and traded for Raekwon McMillan was to be better in the running game. Well, he really hasn't been better whatsoever, so that's why I still think that this is a team interested in going out and getting a linebacker. If you disagree with me, guess where you can find me? I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365. So with linebacker being a major need, I'm curious where you think this defense's biggest need is, right? Like, what do you think is the biggest weakness? Is it linebacker? Type LB. Is it defensive line? Type DL. Is it safety? Type S. If it's a totally different position, maybe you think it's cornerback type CB. If you want to throw in there an offensive position, you can. But I think we would all agree it's somewhere on that defense, still giving up 30.4 points per game. All right, y'all, we got a lot of S's coming in. A lot of S's for safety, even though I thought Jeff Heath played pretty well. So LB, DL, or type S for safety. Now let's just say you're new to the show, and we've been getting a lot of new viewers. We just crossed 58,000 subs, so shout out to the nation. And if you're seeing these Chucky heads and you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Which, I don't blame you. I get off on tangents once in a while. This is my rumor head meter. If you see something's 4 Chucky heads, it means it's 100% true, believe it, baby. If you see something that's 2 Chucky heads, it means I think it's about a 50% chance. So, with this next rumor coming up here, Derek Carr returning in 2021. Yes, we will continue to talk about it here, because guess why? I find rumors out on the internet, I don't just make them up, and then we discuss them. So I'm going to give this one 3 Chucky heads, and I think that it's pretty likely that Derek Carr does return in 2021. I've said numerous times on the show, it doesn't really matter about stats at this point. All that matters is winning. Rich Gannon said it himself today. You could put the numbers up on screen. We can say Derek Carr on a stats basis should be in that MVP race, and after you beat Patrick Mahomes, maybe you're not wrong. The other reason why I'll say this, that the Raiders should definitely consider keeping around Carr, even if he doesn't put up wins. I mean, $21.5 million for a QB of his caliber, that's an absolute steal. And also, man, when you're putting up numbers like this is right now what he is on pace to do this season. That is a career high in completion percentage, a career high in yards, and it's not even close. 37 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, Derek Carr is absolutely balling out right now. Sure, he also has 4 fumbles, which that obviously doesn't help. But when Henry Ruggs is out on that football field, Darren Waller, Nelson Aguilar, you can't dispute some of the numbers here. Derek looks really freaking good. And you know what, DC? I'm sorry. I know I said you weren't a top 10 QB last week, but you're definitely playing one, especially after that win against the Chiefs. So will Carr be the Raiders quarterback in 2021? Give me a Y for yes, or I want you to type that N for no, because Bleacher Report, they went on to say that they're not 100% sure whether or not he will be back. I'm sitting here telling you that I'm going to give it about a 95% chance, especially if he keeps playing the way that he's been playing. So Y for yes, N for no. Yep, have not seen a single no yet in the comments. And if you're wondering, what are you talking about in the comments? It's because you're not joining me live. And I go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. If you want the latest Raiders news, rumors, and if you enjoy live shows, interacting with the nation, we got over 1,000 people watching right now. 365 likes. It's a good number. Let's get to 500, though. Go ahead and subscribe to the #1 most watched Raiders channel on YouTube. We have a lot of fun. We keep it interactive. And all I ask is you subscribe so I can keep the show for free. Cool? All right. Next rumor here. Is it a good time for a Raiders bye week? I don't know if you guys heard what Jon Gruden said, but it was, again, a very Jon Gruden-like quote where Gruden basically said that if it was up to him, the Raiders wouldn't have a bye week and they would do 2-a-days. I mean, John, I'm sorry. I can't agree with you there. So is it a good time for a bye week? Yes. 4 Chucky heads, believe it, baby. Maybe Gruden hasn't seen all the injuries, and maybe Gruden hasn't seen everything going on. But this is absolutely a great week for a bye. You're coming off a big win, one of the biggest wins in, I'll actually say franchise history here, up against the Chiefs. Now you get an extra week to rest up, and then you get an extra week Sunday Night Football to go up against Tom Brady, a team that's going to be eager to come back and, I don't know, definitely kick your butt. Also, it's Jon Gruden up against his old team, and anytime you're going up against TB12, come on, we all want to win. Tuck will happen. And also why it's a great time, because look at all these players that could be coming back from IR. Marcus Mariota, no, I don't expect him to play, but still it's a player that, yes, he's going to come back. Tanner Muse, extra depth. Daniel Ross, extra depth. Richie Incognito, one of our starting offensive guards. Other notable Raiders injuries, and Mo Hurst missed week 5. He's going to be back, obviously, if he passed all of his COVID tests. I would be very surprised if Damon Arnette comes back. His original diagnosis was 6 to 8 weeks. I expect him to miss probably 3 or 4 more weeks. Bryan Edwards, Jon Gruden hopes he can return. And Malik Collins, with his shoulder injury, should also likely return. All right, now let's go to this topic here. I've been talking about it in the office, and people are laughing at me. Are the Raiders the #1 offense in the National Football League with Henry Ruggs? How many Chucky heads is it? It's 2 Chucky heads, and people are talking. And the reason why I think that you can at least spin this in your favor is for the simple reason. With Henry Ruggs on the football field, this team has averaged 36 points per game. Without Henry Ruggs, 21 points per game. The Raiders are 3-0 this season. You've beaten teams like the Panthers, the Saints, and the Chiefs. When he is on the field, he has been just absolutely dynamic. And one of the reasons why the Raiders drafted him number 12 overall is because of that speed. I mean, he is averaging 29.5 yards per catch. That's silly good. Now, obviously, that helps after having a 2 for 118 performance against Kansas City, but the other reason why I can't fully give it 3 and I can't give it 4, and maybe I am being a little bit of a homer here giving it 2, you also got to look at the Green Bay Packers. They've been an extremely efficient offense, averaging 38 points per game, and I know the Raiders just beat Kansas City, but I mean, that Chiefs offense is still electric. The Ravens still have an electric offense, so I'm excited about the team. There's no doubt about it. But you can at least make the argument, right? Also, we can talk about this a little bit. I've had a few people hating on me because last week I said I would take CeeDee Lamb still over Henry Ruggs in the draft. And I like CeeDee Lamb a lot. He's been putting up better numbers than Ruggs, but maybe Ruggs is a better fit for this style of offense because it makes Derek Carr stretch the field. So let me know who you think the better wide receiver is after 5 weeks of football. Is it Henry Ruggs, type HR? Is it CeeDee Lamb, type CD? The last rumor here, and I told you I would talk about it. Oh, man. The Raiders trading for Dwayne Haskins. This one is from CBS, and they basically break down the top teams that could go out and trade for Dwayne Haskins as he got benched. Zero Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that. This makes no sense for this team, and I get it, right? Like, anytime a quarterback's out there, people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, the Raiders and with Dwayne Haskins, and they can go out and get him. No, it just doesn't make any sense here. And they also go on to say that the Raiders were interested in Haskins in 2019. That's just lazy analysis because did he come in for a visit? Yes. But if you're a team, you're going to take these, visits, if you will, because also you want teams to think that you're going to take a quarterback. Maybe somebody then would be willing to trade up for you. But for the Raiders to go out and get this guy, I mean, come on, especially this season. He's not been good. Now, do I fully agree with the Washington football team benching him? No, I honestly don't. Because I also know that Alex Smith and Kyle Allen aren't better than him. But this is the other quote here from CBS on the whole Haskins trade destination that doesn't make any sense. Raiders have to be on the list purely because of how much interest they showed in Haskins ahead of the 2019 pre-draft period. Gruden has rarely pulled the trigger on spending a high draft pick on a rookie quarterback. What do you mean? Rarely. He's never done it. He has never drafted a quarterback in the top 50. But yet, because Gruden is a quarterback guy, we sit here and talk every single year about how Jon Gruden and the Raiders are going to draft a QB. I'm sorry. The earliest he's ever drafted a quarterback was 51. So can we just stop with these quarterback freaking rumors already? The Raiders are not going to go out and trade for Dwayne Haskins.